Hello boys and girls, welcome to another session of Dwarf Fortress Abbeydent. Last session we were attacked by a were-moose, had a very successful fight with it, killed it and lost only one dwarf who was infected and in turn killed by decapitation by the beast. Other dwarves were not even hurt and managed to injure the beast enough so that it could not really fight well and has bled to death. The fight took place here. Yeah, the fathers, you can still view it non-live in part 17 of this Abbeydent playlist. Though I'm seeing that our camels started starving. Hello, Ferko. So that is, we were going to need to reduce their number, or better would be even to dig more, or send some of them temporarily at least to this. Like every other one. Yeah, that's enough. I mean, many of them will be butchered anyway. They have been already designated for butchering. We don't really need their hides now. I thought we'd wait until we have a library and a book production going on. But you know what, they will multiply again over time. It will take some time before the library will be gone, will be built, so it's not really a thing. Also, our sheep are quite plentiful now, and kangaroos, well, we need to slaughter them as well. So the only thing we should care about now is how we will proceed with this. We only need some plants for drinks. Definitely don't want to have any plump helmets anymore, because look at our plant stockpiles. Hey, okay, plant stockpiles, yeah, we could use. Okay, let's have some plump helmets. Yeah, we are in the middle of plant processing and are currently overproducing leather armor. So we have helms, we don't have high boots, we have shields. Okay, yeah. Nothing much has happened downstairs. We had, not the last session, but in the previous session we had bloody fights with forgotten beasts, because we had forgotten that this place wasn't secured. Instead of building a wall here to wall it off, I only built a floor so that flying forgotten beasts had an inviting entrance to our fortress. And who did they came to contact first? If you take a look where this is going, mostly they'd been attacking people from here, on these places where the blood still is there, and those were our legendary, how do you say, metalsmiths. So we've lost 2 of them and the expedition leader, so that was very unfortunate. So now that this is fixed, I feel somewhat safer again. The liaison came and asked for a suggestion. Who shall we appoint as a baron? We have appointed a guy, but he was slain by a forgotten beast as well, so that our fortress is not a barony exactly. It is a barony without a baron. We don't have the position of a baron anymore. I guess it will happen when the caravan visits again. So masons. I don't really know what to do with the masons. I would much prefer to build furniture from metal. Just take a quick check of what we have. We have some copper bars, we have some silver bars. We don't really have, oh, we have 50 lead bars only. So we're making lead bins and doors, which is, I think, fine. We're also making some copper breastplate, shield, helms, training our new armor smith. Although our armor smith is actually our old one, he did not get killed. Oh no. Oh yes, we do have a legendary armor smith. So that is good. Should the goblins come with their iron weapons, they could penetrate our copper armor. But not for long. Later we will have steel. Also, one of our Marks Dwarves has died, so we should see if we can oh, he is in secretive mood. He is a wood crafter. He's going to create something awesome. I want to pick a new new member of the Marks Dwarf squad. And I think I picked the bowyer, but he is already in a squad. He's a mace dwarf. Who is this? A blacksmith? Datan. Who is Datan? He's our expedition leader, and the other Datan is a glassmaker. How about Dukim? Yeah, Dukim is good. Dukim Ulol can be the new member of the Marks squad. Replace the dead guy. Hello, Veldy. Nice to see you. So this has been now built, and this was intended as a stockpile for future steel production. So we want bars of iron here, bars of pig iron, coke, and below that will be flux stone. So how did I... iron, pig iron. Yeah, so let's have... we'll need about twice as much iron. We'll need some pig iron. And we'll need bars of fuel, coal, and that's basically it. And down here we will have flux stone. The flux stone we have is marble. I should also assign at least, well, let's assign 3 wheelbarrows to this. So what's this? Native silver. Yeah, we actually have more than enough silver bars here, isn't it true? Yeah, we've got plenty of silver bars. We have a glass maker. Glass. Well, we can make furniture of glass, you know. It's probably the cheapest. Green glass furniture. Problem green glass is just that we need some glass collection jobs in between. So let's check on our block stockpile, sandstone blocks. Yeah, where did we get so many sandstone blocks? Oh, they are mostly built, I see. Gabbro blocks, wall, maybe a wall. Copper bars. Nice. Yeah, I'm building this temple tower here. Each level will be a temple dedicated to a deity. and it will also serve as a Mark's Dwarf's tower. So it is currently 1 level, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 above ground. Yeah, 6 levels above ground is all right. So let's kill these. We have an atom smasher here. Let's pull the lever on that one. Yeah, Valdi, I read your comment on YouTube that you highly recommend checking out the Regions of Ruin on Steam. I didn't do it yet because I don't think I want to play anything else right now. But I'm starting it. Steam is updating. Regions of Ruin. Is that a turn-based strategy? Oh no, is it not from the same makers as Kingdom, because the graphics look very similar? Okay, it's not a turn-based strategy. Lord Magnus, hello. You say, I haven't seen most Abbeydent videos, only some of the Lanced Brains. Can someone catch me up to where we are at the moment? Yes, I can do that gladly. Thank you, Valdi. I'll take a further look at this. It is not something I would instantly decline to play. Yes, Abbeydent. Well, the demise of Lanced Brains was because it had got no new migrant waves and no caravans came ever to Lanced Brains. So we started a new embark, ditched that, and this is the other one, which we didn't ditch. We embarked in a desert area with an aquifer layer, rather thick aquifer layer, 3 aquifer layers on the eastern part of the map. Other than that, is desert with very few trees, saguaro and high wood. Very few. Wood is really a commodity here. With lots of clay, although this is probably not clay, sandy clay loam. I must check whether, I think clay loam is not really a clay. At least we've got lots of sand. We can easily check this if I set this clay. Yeah, this is no clay, you see. So we have basically a sand embark. So although we have clay loam, we don't have clay. So we have a sand embark. In a flat area with a slight slope to our west. Downward slope. This Abbeydent is played with a racing population cap. In my earlier fortresses, I played with a population cap of 80 or 150 from the very beginning, and especially in the last fortress, Heaven's Tongues, I've been overwhelmed by the sudden increase of dwarves, and we had 80 dwarves, of which were like 5 soldiers, and the rest was dabbling and then could do nothing but hauling. So it was not a balance between skilled dwarves and it was bad. So I realized we could actually raise the population cap gradually with each season or each year, top it up a little bit. So we are currently at a population cap of 40, have a 24 dwarf, and are at the end of the third or fourth year, spring of the fourth year to be precise. We started in 128, so this is spring of the fourth year. You say this sounds like a hard starting zone? Well, it is not. It sounds harder than it is. Scarce trees is not an issue because you still have wood when you need it. I didn't chop down all the trees and used up all the wood. We also, the aquifer is not an issue either because it can be dug around. We have multiple biome embark, so we have only aquifer in the east part but not in the west part, so we could easily dig around the aquifer with no issues at all. As you can see, we've dug into it and through this sandstone, multiple layers of sandstone, and here we see that this is the first layer of aquifer, second and third, and we've dug just below and are absolutely fine with it. So no problems at all. So aquifer challenge is not there. It's rather that the advantage of having an aquifer is that we can have hospital very shallow underground. Mostly in my fortresses I had hospital somewhere around a cavern layer with a water pond and the sea. This time I just decided, hey, we can easily dig around the aquifer on the top and have some solid rock layers above the aquifer. Let's build a hospital right there, and that we did. Absolutely no issues. That's a great advantage. Also a great advantage of this embark, which I didn't know beforehand, is that when we've discovered the first cavern layer, we've also seen the announcement of discovering a magma pool. So that was, I didn't know how awesome it was until I really saw it, because that enables us to have, of course, magma smelters much higher up in the fortress. So instead of going like 200 levels down in order to reach your smelters and having long hauling routes, and the dwarves spending a lot of time commuting between smelters and upper buildings, it's basically just, I don't know, like up down to the first cavern layer. So that is a very welcome advantage here. Also, this sort of magma pipe gives me some ideas of designing a cunning magma trap, slightly advanced form of what we had in Lanced Brains. So I've already put up some in a forum thread. We've been discussing that in a forum thread with a couple of Dwarf Fortress gurus, and they provided some real good suggestions of what we could achieve with this, and in general with magma traps, things of which I have been not aware at all. So if we, I'm getting good ideas what to do with this magma pipe, because it's very deep. It starts at level 108 and basically connects down to the very magma sea. So it's all the way down. Here is the sea above the magma sea, and down here is the great magma sea. So that's really an awesome pipe what we have here. And here is some adamantine. Yeah, so although we wanted a challenge, this is not really a challenging embark, and I'm not sure I wanted a challenge. I wanted something playable after a while, because the challenge with Lanced Brains was, of course, yeah, Haunted and Glacier and all, but I think main reason for it not attracting any dwarves or caravans was the fact that it's such a terrifying biome. Nobody really wanted to get there, but I don't know. I may be mistaken. Maybe we messed it up with some bugs which I discovered later, and partially recovered from them in this way. So the fortress as such is I would like to have it with lots of above ground structures. I have built an armory here with an access to tower, and this also serves. This is the metal armory. This is the leather armory, and this is barracks for one squad, another squad. This is planned for 2 upcoming squads, another 2 upcoming squads, and I don't think we will have more than 6 squads here. Oh, although we could have 8. I think I'll plan for 8 squads in total. So I'll build yet another level above it, and above that we shall have our, fortifications and possibility to shoot at enemies. So that's what's coming. Here we have the temple tower. Each layer will be a temple, and above it will be again a Mark's Dwarf's tower. Also a library. We would like to have a library and a tavern. I would like to build them above ground, but I will not start them just now, because it's it takes a lot of work, and we don't have really a lot of workforce. We've got only 24 dwarves and can hardly keep up with the tasks of the everyday fortressing. So we do not have any like 50 what's it called, 50 idle dwarves and 5,000 stone blocks with which we can just build a library like that, because I want a magnificent library in this one. I decided it would be awesome to have like 40% of the fortress population be scribes and scientists and scholars. So currently waiting until we crush the remains of the forgotten beast. It has happened. Pull the lever again. As for natural resources, this site has tetrahedrite, and it has galena and native silver. So the metal crafting metal is lead and silver, and weapons will probably focus on maces and warhammers, for which we have the silver blunt weapons, and we have a little bit of tetrahedrite as well. So at least some bronze armor and bronzed edge weapons before we get to have the steel industry. We have also a flux. I wanted an embark with flux, and we have marble. So steel is not an issue either. Lord says I'm still kind of a beginner, so what does a library provide? Nothing. Yeah. Well, nothing. It creates books, and it sometimes the dwarves have needs. We can probably read that in unmet needs if we look into these guys' needs. Pleasure, annoyed. Having a drink without a goblet or mug. Ah, you see, we could make silver goblets. But I think we will see some needs that some dwarves have needs to to ponder things, to think about things, and to really, yeah, they have needs of thinking. They want to think about stuff. They want to write down stuff. They want to do science. They want to write prose or poems, and without a library, or they want just to read. Without a library, they can't really satisfy these needs. So it is about as a luxury as a temple. It's not really a luxury. As with a temple, it makes the dwarves happier. It makes them live fuller lives. If the dwarves cannot pray to their gods or deities, they will feel stressed or distracted, or even anxious. So they will not live happily. So they need temples to pray if they are theistic, and they need libraries to satisfy their spiritual, or not spiritual is the temples, but mental needs. They need mental challenges. And taverns, yes, I don't know whether we would even build a tavern. Tavern is if you want to invite visitors and have musicians and performances. Yes, some dwarves have the needs of performing musical works, so they want to play instrument, they want to perform some plays and be actors and whatever. So they will need a tavern for that. Woodcrafter created a Balingos. A high wood ring, okay. Yeah, relates to the position of Uzol, but Uzol is now dead, killed by a forgotten beast. So, yeah, sorry for that. But he has become a legendary woodcrafter, I presume. Yes, he is a legendary woodcrafter. Well, a legendary woodcrafter in a woodless embark will probably be somewhat bored. But it can't be helped. I can only have as much wood as we import, and as you can see in our wood stockpile, it is not much, and we will need this wood to actually burn wood into charcoal for steel production. Right. So this is no longer needed here. We can get rid of this. Do we have any uncut gems? Actually, we have only cut gems. Yes, and I see we have lots of schools, so we can definitely make totems and bone crafts and decorate with bone and ivory, horn, decorate with horn, and ivory, decorate with ivory. Hello, Ratsock. Nice to see you. Bugs all fixed? Yes, yes. The stuck dwarf finally came to our fortress. So I was very close to ditching this and starting a new fortress, but everything's fine now, so I have no reason to. So now that we have a craftsdwarf's workshop here, we can finally make again a rock pot. Lead doors and lead bins. Forge copper. Collect sand has not been done yet. I built some windows here into the tower. I think it's time our dwarves have switched to metal armor, especially our melee dwarves. So this is where we have dug tetrahedrite and some marble, and this is even more marble. So marble is great material for quarters. of nobles. But I think I'll want ultimately an above ground fortress, so the nobles' quarters will probably be built above ground. The disadvantage of it will be that there will be no carved walls, but yeah, I can live with that. We'll make up for it in crafts and awesomeness otherwise. So masterpiece. So let's take a look at uniforms. Metal breastplates, metal helmet. Yeah, I have a uniform, so we get equipment. Let's have assign uniforms. Metal use for squad, and now I will have to reassign the weapons. So this guy wants a spear, so he gets a spear. This guy Domas wants a mace, so he gets a mace. Obog in Dwarf Therapist says is a swords dwarf, so he gets a sword. Sarvesh, mace. Vigod takes a hammer, and Sigun another mace. I also believe that we have lots of cloth now. Sheep wool cloth, yeah, so we can use that to make wool shirt, dress, trousers, socks. Gloves, robes, cloaks, and yarn image. So let me check who is our bone crafter, if we have any bone crafter at all. Maybe he died and I didn't notice. We have a legendary bone carver, Erush Stinthad. Who's currently having a combat drill. Lord says, wait, so you guys know all these icons with all these symbols and colors? Well, I mean, this is easy to remember. Dark blue is axe, light blue is sword, red is mace, purple is hammer, brown is spear, green is marks, and grey is wrestler. That's easy. And as well as this is easy. Jewelers, there's shiny gems, makes sense. Peasant is neutral blue color, blue grayish color. Children's are red, very vulnerable. Miners grey, metalsmith dark grey. Rangers, stoneworkers. Yes, I know these color codes by heart by now. Or what sort of symbols are you asking? In these is bones. Craftsworks workshop has a dash here. Farmers workshop has this A and this equality sign or identity sign. Loom, this is actually a very nice ASCII art for loom with this moving part in the loom desk. Clothier has a roll of cloth here. This is piece of thread. A leather worker is brownish workshop. Where do we see such one? Yeah, this one. That's easy. Tanner is easy with these two tanning buckets. Butcher is easy to remember. So yeah, it's not as hard. All the objects, of course. I mean, it's these are rock pots, bins, barrels. Yes, no problem. Wood blocks, stone blocks, bags. It's easy. It's not that hard. And this, I think I mean, it's very telling. This ASCII, that's ASCII art. If you imagine a floor hatch, it has usually something, a metal piece which you can grip and pull up the floor hatch. It kind of looks like this cent sign. This movable metal piece. The handle of the floor hatch looks like this. It's nice. This is an anvil. Well, perfect. No problems at all. Yeah, they are really, they are meaningfully chosen. It's not just a random choice. They are really chosen so that they really resemble the things. Well, and the doors show up as pluses. That's sort of the tradition of roguelikes, where you had either wall horizontal or vertically, and you needed a symbol which is either a vertical or horizontal line to be flush with the wall. Choose plus because it sort of fits both, and yeah, so it's not the plus sign is smoothed floor, whereas the big sign of crossing lines in table making symbols. It all makes perfect sense to me. So you want to tell me that we don't have any empty bags? Okay, so let's agree that instead of clothes, the clothes maker will actually make yarn bags and cloth bags. Come on, I'll spare you the trouble of cancelling all this. you don't have bags, you don't need to spam me anymore. And we had a nice fire in the caverns. Look at this. This all burned because a beast somehow somehow got in touch with the magma pipe, caught fire and ignited all the cavern floor. So it burned down. Well, somehow it was pushed into the magma by the troll, and all the caverns here caught fire. It was a big smoke, and it spread really far. Look at all this. This is all yellow sand cavern floor now. With lots of ashes, slowly starting growing things again. Upload says, finally YouTube live comments work in Firefox. Took only 56 versions of the darn thing. Hey. You're still using Firefox. I thought Firefox is a dead project by now, but apparently they are still. No, I'm sorry. No offense meant. We are using Firefox at work because the only safe choice is either a very old Internet Explorer or Firefox. Nothing else may be used because of security reasons. So that makes me use Firefox. Otherwise, I've almost completely switched to Chrome for gaming, and for other I use Vivaldi because I miss the old Opera, and the Opera is even more dead than Firefox, and the Vivaldi is meant to be the successor of Opera, but doesn't have nearly as much features, but I still want to have it because I like the way it has tabs. You can have tabs in a vertical alignment with what do you say, previews of the web pages. That's still a good feature, I think. And I'm sure everything is possible in Firefox if you have got the right plugins. The problem for me with Firefox was that every time I started it, some of the plugins wanted to be upgraded and updated, and never had time for that. Ain't nobody got time for that. Doesn't Chrome use far more RAM though? Well, it does, but I don't care. I mean, I haven't bought 32 gigabytes of RAM for no reason. That's why I like to max out the RAM possible. If I buy a motherboard, I look how much RAM can it have, and I want all of it. But the biggest reason I bought that much RAM was because of flight simulation games. Even 64 gigabytes of RAM is too little for Explain. Hey, we have kangaroos, and they are born in captivity, so that actually may enable us to tame them. Kangaroo Joey, assigned trainer, status is skillfully trained, can't even assign them. Yeah, let's move these camels here so that they can reproduce again. You say true video editing is expensive memory-wise, is it? Well, it's... I no longer have the time to do true video editing, or the patience to do true video editing. It was okay to do when I had no work. There was about a year where I was without a job, and because I can't play games all day every day. It's okay for a week, like I did in the past week, but that's also enough. Especially Dwarf Fortress, you can have a burnout feeling of Dwarf Fortress very quickly. So you need breaks, and a day of break is good. So then I had time to play a game and video edit the hell out of it, and have some effects and whatever, export it, care for the exports, transcodings and whatever. But I mean, by now, when I come from work home after 10 hours and I have like 2 hours before I fall asleep, I want to do something else than video editing. Weapons, copper. Do we have copper? We don't have a good weaponsmith, do we? Our weaponsmith is an absolute noob, so we'll start with silver bolts again. Need to burn down through the silver. And here comes the summer. All right, we have no more lead. Summer, so there's a 1 month of both squads being in training. So we have very few people doing things, able to do things. Oh, make yarn robe. You don't really need to do that. I really need only the bags. Just the bags, please. And we should have some pigtail thread and yarn. Okay, so make pigtail, make yarn, cloth, and make this sort of cloth. Birth to kittens. Didn't I geld all cats? Well, I did, but probably too late. Hey, we have struck Galena. That is good. I think we could dig this vein as well. Tetrahedrite, excellent. We'll need that. Dig vein. Dig vein and guess what? Dig vein. Caravan from Matagil. Yes, that's the human caravan. Okay. So let's... You know what? We will sell them. We will sell them some peacocks and ducks and kangaroos. So this is peacock, peahen, and this is blue peahen, this is blue peacock. Okay. Did I assign guys to these? Oh, we need drinks, stocks, plants. We have some plants, so let's just brew them. I'm looking for the other kangaroo Joey. Here it is. Okay, so now we have some peacocks. We can sell them peacocks. Peacock cage. Peahen cage. Let's see what sort of finished goods we have here. Figurines, yes. 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 Oh, yes. Yes. Backpacks. Covers. Okay, what else? Thread, yes, we want camel hair thread. So let's request our trader here. Good night, Lord Magnus. Be well rested for your 12-hour shift. And thanks for joining. He needs to sleep. Okay, we missed this trade. Because our broker is sleeping. And I didn't even notice that they will be leaving soon. Hey, one migrant. Only one migrant. What's going on, guys? Why do we only get one migrant? Expert Waxwell, High Master Gelder, Skilled Negotiator, Intimidator, Competent Liar. This guy is going to be our appraiser. Uzol Celor. Mirmeleon says the fort they are coming from is maybe exhausted. Well, no, I don't believe that. I think it's something wrong with our population cap. You know what I think? I think that for the game we have actually already reached a population cap of 40, but 15 of these guys are still outside and couldn't enter the map. So for the next season we will up it to I don't know, let's say 80. I think we will do just that. Maybe we should construct an archery target for these guys here. And I shall limit only bone arrows for training. Yes, guys, I think we will save this here. The autumn is not over yet. I think we might, and tomorrow we will play with an upped population cap of 80 and see how many dwarves come. So thanks a lot for watching. See you tomorrow.